everyone, my name is Elodie, like Melody without the M, from Elodie's Crafts and Creations here on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And today we're going to work on the cover of these Jungle Adventure journals, junk journals. I'm really excited because I've made this one first of 4 cover. Of course, the inside is not finished and I haven't sewn the signatures yet to the cover, but I really absolutely love how it looks. I usually don't do the same cover twice, but here I really like it. I think I'm going to add like jungle or something, some words. I'm gonna think about it while we make our own cover. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So we're just gonna grab our journal, which is here. And this is the cover we've prepared. So if I give you the size, it's literally half an A4, and 3 centimeters. So this is 21 by 15. This is gonna be 21 by 15 as well. And here we have 21 by 3 centimeters. And if you have inches, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'm sorry, I just don't have an inch ruler. I should probably try to get one at some point. So what we are going to need is a paper to put at the background. I've cut it to size so that it's pretty much, see, you have like about, well, I guess it's an inch or something, 1.5 centimeter. Yeah, well, that's 2.5 centimeter actually. It's probably 2 centimeters all around. Yeah, and I've fussy cut butterflies. So these will be for my other 2 covers here, there. So it's gonna be something like this. I'm so excited. Then I'm gonna grab some this is a page. It's, I can't remember how I got it. It's green, it's got quite a bit of texture and some colors I really like. Some brown paper, some vintage bright book. I'm also gonna use some jute, whatever this is called. And since it's a journal, you always open and close, and paper tends to actually break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some paper here because of the color, and then I'm just going to cover it with cloth, because cloth, even if it's glued, it just stays quite elastic. It doesn't break as much. Now that we have all our materials, what we're going to do is glue this cardboard cover to the paper. I'm going to start and glue this in the middle so that it looks nice and clean when we finish everything. For this, I'm going to use PVA glue. It's just regular white glue, and I'm going to use a little brush. And I just mix it up because there's still a bit of water in my paintbrush. And yeah, I don't want too much of it. And we're going to glue everywhere, everything. This is not going to be very visible. It's because the cloth I want to put on top is a bit transparent. And this would all be visible, like the differences in color. So I just put this underneath, and this is some extra I get from cutting this paper. And this is your most important tool. It's a card, and it's super important just to make sure everything gets glued to perfection and it just doesn't move. All right, now that the center is done, let's do this. So I'm just gonna start very simple. And now we need to make sure that we're pretty much in the middle. If you're not too sure, you can turn it around. There, that looks pretty good. And now we're gonna use our card. There. Next. I do bit by bit because the glue dries, so you do have to be quite fast, and you need to make sure there are no pockets of air or of glue, and that's why we're using our card. It's the best way to make sure there's no pockets of air, and it really distributes the glue everywhere. As you can see, it's pretty neat, the result. And then we just move on. If you do only paper, I really recommend that you glue on a cover that you would do this too, because otherwise your paper is going to break, especially if it's a bit wet. So be really careful. In our case, it's not. It doesn't really matter because we're going to put some cloth on top. There. Now we're going to glue these bits. The way I do this, corners are always a problem for me. If you know how to do them, do let me know, because I don't like it when there's like bits of corners that show, and it's just annoying. So I would love to know how you guys do your corners. This is how I do mine when it's paper. So I do something pretty straight here, but a little bit over, so that I can just, you know, press here, and then this will just come on top and it won't be too visible. And of course I start with this side since it just goes this way. Make sure you do the corner here, super important. And then you grab it from like right behind there, and then make sure it's all glued right there. And here we're gonna grab this little flap and over here as well. And again, we're just gonna push it, make sure it's safe attached, so you'll have something a bit like this. And then we will glue it this way, but first we're gonna do this side. Okay, now that this is glued to perfection, as you can see, what is that? What we're going to do is we're going to add some colors. It's not really colors, it's really just some green and some brown paper. I need some more brown paper. Where's my brown paper? Perfect. And what we're going to do is literally we're just going to glue it. So this one has some black marks that I'm not really loving. So I'll just grab more. I'm gonna put this one here. Shall be fine here. So let's not forget that we're gonna have some cloth, a band of cloth here that's gonna hide these, if you can see them. So that's okay. And then I'm thinking I don't need that much. Something like this, and maybe a little book page. That I'm going to ink. Something like here. All right, let's glue this. So I'm keeping about 1 centimeter on the other side so that I can just fold and it doesn't look awkward and it sticks perfectly well. So how are you guys doing today? Is anybody sick? I mean, with Omicron here in France, everyone is sick. Even I got it. And I don't go out much because of my broken foot. So it's pretty incredible that I got it. And I got it really bad. I was so sick. And I'm still coughing, which is really strange. And I hope it's not gonna stay. Did you guys have any symptoms? Like, I lost sense of flavor for half a day. I'm really lucky it wasn't more. But have you guys had this? I thought it was such a weird experience, and it's so strange because you cannot imagine life without flavor. I can't imagine life without flavor, and it's really strange to kind of try it. I didn't like it. I wouldn't like to. Oh, it wasn't flavor, it was the smell that I didn't get actually. Anyways, do comment like what were your worst symptoms, COVID related, and how did you kind of like survive them. I got urticaire. It's itchy, urticaria, and apparently that's not just COVID, it's any virus. You can just get this. I think it's because your immune system is a bit low, and then you can just develop this, and it's not supposed to stay very long. It's like a week. So I had it for a bit longer than a week, and seriously, it's awful, and it's so scary because I woke up one day and I was just covered in these like red spots all over my body, and they were super itchy, and it was really bad. And it was so hard not to itch. It was like I had been just through a swarm of really bad mosquitoes. And of course, when you scratch your itch, it just goes forward in your body. It goes everywhere. So you're not supposed to itch. And I was just lying in bed, trying not to itch, and it hurt. You know, the not itching hurt really badly. And I got it on my hands as well. Oh my god. So I've glued the sides here and this little piece of book, as we mentioned. And now we're going to glue a piece of cloth. So I'm just gonna take this size here. I'm making sure it can go over. And now, using textile glue, I'm just going to glue it. And I've added a little bit of water in my textile glue because otherwise it's just really, really, really thick. But don't add too much. Otherwise it's just, it gets really runny and it doesn't glue so well. So I just really add a tiny little bit. Then making sure it's all very straight, I'm gonna grab my card that is here. Looks pretty good, I think. There. And then we're gonna there. And here I'm only gluing on the inside, just in case I want the option to do the covers, the inside cover, and put it in like underneath this. I'm probably not going to do this, but as long as I haven't done the cover, the inside cover, I want to have the option if I need it. And I can just add some more glue and finish gluing this bit later. So I'm just gonna leave it like this, and then we're going to move on to here. So my idea is to put a piece of, is it jute? In French it's called jute. It's what potato sacks are made from, and it's probably one of my favorite cloths ever. And it's pretty cheap, but I think it's really pretty because it has a lot of texture, and I don't know, I really like it. I used it for all my Christmas decorations. There's a lot of it in my house. It's very country. Anyways, what do you think of it? Of course, not as clothing, because that's very itchy and don't like itchy. But yeah, let me know. And I would usually like go with my sewing machine, but as I mentioned, my sewing machine is now at the doctor's, so this is what I resort to when my sewing machine is not there. Next, I'm going to grab some book page. Should do it, and I'm gonna ink it as well. I like to put it the other way around because I think like your brain just goes a bit like crazy. What's going on here? And I quite like doing that. All right, so here the important thing is not to go over. Oh, I like the idea of the butterfly going that way. No, that way is still better. Okay, so that's right here. Okay, and this one. I'm just gonna grab a piece of paper to make sure I get the glue everywhere. The important thing is that your corners and bits and pieces here don't get like swooshed away. Otherwise, you could just damage everything. And that would be a real shame. So make sure everything is perfectly glued or sewn, or whichever method you use. Alright, so this is one cover done. I still don't really know how I'm going to put a word here. I'm still thinking about it, but we can start thinking about the inner cover. Oh, and before we do the inner cover, I almost forgot to add some lace. So this is, as usual, my textile glue. Just gonna go there and tad there. And let's just glue it. And I'm going to make sure it's quite wide. Because that's how I like it. Now we're just gonna cut it up, turn it around, glue this bit here. There. All right. Oops, sorry. Okay, so this is finished. So now for the inner cover, I've selected some pages I have left. So I have this. I think I can get one page from there. I do have 4 books to think about, so that's a bit annoying. These are my leftovers from when we did all the cardboard. So these could be pockets. And then I also have this paper, which is black and white, so I'm not so much of a fan, but it is very jungly. This, nope. Then we have this, which is pretty cool. Yes, it's mostly just cloths. Let me see if I have something else. Okay, I also found this one, which I really like. This is nothing at the back, so I'm not just gluing something. So, which size do we need this paper to be? We have here about 15 centimeters, so we're going to cut I'd say 13 and a half. 13 and a half is enough by 20. 13 and a half by 20. Oh, and let's do the other one. Here. And 13 and a half. Perfect. And I think this is perfect because it's gonna pop out these they're really going to stand out. What do we want? I'm really liking this one. Let's see what we have at the back and at the front. We have this, so something pink would look pretty good. I think this would look pretty cool. And at the back, anything will be amazing. So let's go with this. So we said this is 13 and a half. Always make sure. So 13 and a half. And same here. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. Okay, then what we want to do is make it into a pocket. So I'm going to use my little round cutter things here. I'm gonna eyeball the center. And then I'm going to ink them. And we're also going to ink these. I don't ink all that much, it really depends. And I probably ink a lot less than most people as well. I just like it because you don't see that little white that's around here. Kind of gives it a little finish touch. And do not forget that you can ink any color you want as well. It doesn't have to be this vintage feel. I mean, it could be green or yellow. You could just do whatever you want. You don't have to do like everybody else, like I do. So now, do I want it underneath or on top? I think I want it on top. So we're gonna glue this first. And yeah, same. And now I'm going to use tacky glue for this and not textile glue because it's glued on paper. Actually, I could use this, but I have like 4 tubes of tacky glue that are upside down because I need to finish them. So let's just try to finish them. Tacky glue glues very fast, so be quick. And our favorite instrument. That's one piece done. We're almost over. Oh, and we did keep some decorations for here, if you remember. That's a lot of stuff. I don't think I need more than this. This is way too much. Not even sure. Okay, that looks amazing. So let's do this. I'm gonna use tacky glue and I need something to put underneath so that I don't put glue everywhere. And here I'm using tacky glue because this is a place where you're going to go very often. You're going to move it a lot. And I really want a very strong glue. I'm sure PVA glue would do a good job, but I think tacky glue is just a tad stronger. So that's what I'm going to use. I think this glue is almost finished. How about we add a couple of little tags? This is my ephemera folder that I made, and it's just a bit too big. It doesn't even fit in my... I really need to do something about it. And everything falls off. I think I'm gonna make a new one. I don't know. How do you guys keep your these things, tabs? For me it's a bit of a nightmare. If you have any ideas, suggestions, I would welcome them with open arms. Tiny one looks pretty good. And then how about something green? Or maybe something black. No, green, I prefer green. Okay. This time I'm going to use UHU because this is finished. Because this is just simple paper. And UHU glues really well, just simple paper. And well, in my opinion, it's just... it works pretty well. So now we have only one step left. And I think this video is pretty long already. So I'm not gonna make another one, but I'm not gonna film everything. I will just show you how I do a little bit of the thing, and then I will I will finish the thing. Okay, so for sewing the signatures, what I use are these pointy tools. They're from clay working. I had them in my stash already, so I didn't buy them. Then I have 4 signatures, and this is a 3 centimeter back of a book. So what I've done is I've cut this piece of cloth exactly to the size of my signatures, which is 21 centimeters by 3 centimeters, and I've done the holes for 4 signatures, 2 centimeters off, 2 centimeters off, and in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch these holes here. And at the back here I have an envelope filled with like moss and stuff like this, so I can punch through. There. Yeah, looking good. And now we're gonna punch the holes in the middle of these signatures. So I'm just gonna assemble them, and if you can see here, right in the middle, and right here. So that's the first signature all done, and I'm going to sew it to show you, and then I will do the other ones off camera because this is a really long video already. So I'm doing 3 times the size of our page. You can use a regular needle, doesn't have to be pointy. I use a pretty big needle because why not? And then I'm gonna start from the middle here. And right there. Then we're gonna go up or down, doesn't matter. Back inside. If you don't want to be bothered by all this, you can attach all the papers together. It's probably much easier. But I like to struggle, it seems. And the first hole is here. And then we're gonna go back at the front and middle. And right in there. Make sure you have one on each side. Make sure it's very tight. Your pages are right where they need to be. Yeah, that looks fine. So I'm just gonna attach them. Double knot. And that's it. Our first signature is all sewn to the cover. I'm not liking this, so I think I'm gonna glue a little piece of lace here. I'll show you in the end. And now I'm just gonna glue these sew on these signatures, then add this piece of glue, and then we'll move on straight to the flip through. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Oh, and I'll add the little notes here, something. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, guys.